Hello everyone. In this video, I wanted to discuss about a topic for which I have been thinking to find answers for a long time. As you would have seen in thumbnail and title, can a support engineer get job in the top tech companies? It could be the top 4 tech companies or FAANG or MAANG, whatever the way we would like to call. When I was working back in Bangalore, I always had this fascination. Whenever I used to cross the companies like Google, Microsoft and Amazon, I used to think like only the top talents can get a job here and maybe only the coders or programmers can get a job. In fact, whenever you search something in Google or in YouTube, maybe like how to get a job in Google or how to get a job in Microsoft, most of the results will always tell you how they cracked their interview by writing good code, or you might find advices like you have to practice data structures and algorithm, you will need to practice solving most of the DSA problems, things like that. Me being a support engineer, whenever I used to see such results, I used to feel like, is it not for me? Maybe only for the programmers or people who can only code. So I was never dared enough to apply to such companies and I never tried to give an interview to such companies. But now, don't ask me whether I got some job there, no. But now I am dared to find an answer for my own question. The first question what I asked is, are there any support engineers already working in such companies? So what I did, I went into LinkedIn, my favorite place for job search and for networking. So I went there, I chose the top tech companies, whichever the companies I wanted to have a look at, and I chose people, and for the locations I just gave it as worldwide, and I was able to see lot of results like support engineer at Amazon, support engineer at Microsoft, and too many results. Mostly I was able to find in Amazon, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, and some results also in Meta, Facebook. So my first question is answered. Are there any support engineers already working in these top tech companies? Yes, absolutely. There are a lot of people. I could say that it is not restricted to only one country or very few countries. I can see it for multiple countries as well. My second question, how did these people get into such companies? So I personally do not know anyone who is working in such companies. So I cannot speak to one and I cannot get answers from them. But we have internet, we have all the resources with us. So one more favorite website of mine is Glassdoor. So I went into Glassdoor and I started searching for such companies and the roles what I'm looking for, like support engineer or maybe even testing side, QA engineer. So I just tried to search with those job titles and I was trying to see the interview experiences. Maybe most of you are aware of this site and this interview experiences tab. I just used the same thing. I tried with Germany and also with multiple other countries, even with worldwide. I was able to see lot of support engineer interview experiences from 2022 and from 2021 as well. People were discussing about what are the timelines and what kind of questions were asked. I hope you are aware of this site and how it works. So my second question is also answered, at least a rough idea how these people made their way into these top tech companies. Third question, are there any common skills that these companies are expecting from a support engineer? The answers are not so surprising because for any support engineer, for any other company also, these are the skills that they used to be asking for. In my overall research, I was able to find 5 different major topics in most of the job descriptions from these top tech companies. First one, troubleshooting skills. Of course, all the support engineers or technical support engineers need to have. Secondly, problem solving mindset. It's not only just for support engineers, it is actually common for any engineer at this stage. Thirdly, knowledge in any one database and SQL. Fourth, scripting in any language. It could be either shell scripting, Perl scripting or Python scripting. Fifth, operating system. Mostly all the job descriptions were speaking about Unix and Linux. Finally, as sixth one, ITIL related concepts. Some people call it as ITIL, some people say it as ITSM. But some job descriptions entirely wrote it in a different way, like incident management or change management, problem management. But if you are in support, you can know that all these are same things. It's nothing different from one another. If you have been working in support, you should be able to know like incident management, request management, and similar stuff. Now I came to know what are the topics that I will need to master in order to get a good job in these tech companies. Of course, these are the same skills even a normal company used to ask for. Since these are the top companies, I assume that the difficulty level would be bit more. You can also cross verify that in the Glassdoor interview experiences. But in my opinion, we will need to be more stronger in the skills what we have. Moving to the fourth question, how I can improve these skills? There are plenty of ways, but what I would like to suggest here is you are going to learn it at the same time you are going to showcase it to the fellow people who are potential recruiters for you. First one I would say is LinkedIn skill assessment test. You can search it in Google also, LinkedIn skill assessment test, or when you log into your LinkedIn profile, when you click on your face and when you go through your profile, you see one section here, take a skill quiz. So here you can find multiple skills. You can take sample tests like this. I think there are a couple of questions. You can try to answer that. After that, if you want to take the full assessment, then you can assign some time for yourself and you can try to take that as well. I think if you score more than 70-75%, then that skill batch will be added to your profile. You can also try to learn the skill using any tutorials or your self-learning. After learning that, I would suggest you to take a skill test here so that it will be added as a skill batch for you in LinkedIn profile. Whenever you apply for a job through LinkedIn jobs, then this would really help you to stand out from the other applicants. For me, I used to be more interested in SQL and I used to take such tests. In fact, I cleared that with more than 80% or so. So I am having SQL as my batch in my LinkedIn profile. Second option, Google has recently introduced something called interview warm-up. So you can search in Google like Google interview warm-up. You will be able to find this tool. Currently it has multiple options starting from data analytics, e-commerce, IT support, project management and stuff like that. You can try to click on one of them and when you click on start, you will get multiple.
Let's practice an interview.
So you are getting some questions like that. So you can click on this answer button. So when you give some answer like this and your answer is added here, when you click on next, you will be getting multiple other questions also. So here I just clicked on the general questions. So it is asking about tell me what is your expectation or tell me what are your strengths and weaknesses. You can see what types of questions you are getting here. Three types of questions. One is background questions, situational questions and technical questions. I would like to quickly go through this. I don't want to discuss a lot here, but what I wanted to convey is this is one more way of practicing and getting prepared for an interview from very own top tech company. So this could help you to land a job even in Google as well. So you can try this also. You can be more creative at your own will and you can try to improve what are the skills that we have discussed here. Nowadays, most of the companies are sharing their own recruitment process, like how you need to prepare and what they are expecting, because some companies are looking for cover letters and some companies are not caring about it. So if you are looking to find a job in Google or maybe Amazon, you can check their career section and you can try to find out what are some of the tips that they are sharing. I generally used to suggest or follow to prepare a new resume for each application whatever I am putting to a company. So I will not use the same resume for all the job applications. That's what I'm also suggesting for everyone. Most of the times even the recruiters are thinking whether you are serious enough to take your time and fill all these pages in their application form. I came to know about this tip from one of the employer's website itself. These are the ways that I would follow in case if I am planning to find a job in these top tech companies. What are something that you would like to add to this list, or if you think that I missed something, you can also comment that below this video. Or if you are someone who is already working in top tech companies as a support engineer, and in case if you would like to share your experiences, maybe you can get in touch with me. We can share your experience to the fellow people so that it will help others and inspire other people as well. You know the way of working in such companies. You can find that in YouTube videos like life at Google, life at Microsoft or life at Amazon. So you may be aware of that. There are a lot of opportunities in such companies, lot of benefits in such companies. When there are such things are there and when you are able to grow your skills, there are a lot of resources are available, then why not to try for that? Let's aim for big, let's try for big things. When we are trying for this, we have nothing to lose, but we have a lot to gain, or at least a great experiences that you will be getting. With that said, I wanted to summarize or conclude this video. We discussed about, is it possible for a support engineer to find a job in top tech companies? Are there anyone available? Yes, there are people available. Secondly, we researched about how did they make their way to these tech companies. We found Glassdoor interview experiences. We got some idea from that. Thirdly, we researched about if there are any common skills that are required for a support engineer for these companies. We got answers for that also. Fourth, we discussed about how to practice for getting a job at these companies. We discussed about couple of tools here. And finally, we also discussed about finding advices from the company's own career site, career portal. I hope that this video gave you some type of additional information for your job search process. So finally, as I said, we have nothing to lose but a lot to gain or to experience. So let's just try. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next video.